Joseph R. Biden, 46th President of the United States. His has been a challenging, complicated...
Dude, I can't be alone on this. I love the CBS Sunday morning show format. It's like from a different era. Like they still have this like weird, it almost looks like public broadcasting. I don't know why it's like they're stuck in the 90s for some reason, but it's awesome. It's for the boomers anyway, and I think it like helps people with dementia to feel like they're still in the 90s, which is the last time I suspect their brains were like fully functioning. It's 60 minutes, it goes on for 60 years. No, that's what I'm saying. I love that. I love that aesthetic. It's so bad. It's awesome.
Polls we had showed that it was a neck and neck race. Would have been down to the wire. But what happened was a number of...
He's lying. Polls showed he was getting with no pathway to winning. Like, it was not a close race.
When I ran the first time, I thought of myself as being a transition president. I can't even say how old I am. It's hard for me to get it out of my mouth. And, but things got moving so quickly.
So you did say that. That's crazy because liberals were gaslighting me for years. So he did say that. That's so odd because I remember him saying that and I kept repeating it and liberals would tell me I was wrong and lying and it was fake news, that he never said he would be a transitional candidate, that he would never actually be a one-term president. So interesting how the turntables here.
When I saw you with your family in the Oval, I wondered, is he thinking of Bo too?
Look, I can honestly say that I think of him all the time. Whenever I have a decision, it's really hard to make. I literally ask myself, what will Bo do? He should be sitting here being interviewed, not me. He was really a fine man. You know, Bo was committed to my staying committed. We had a conversation.
Bro, what is happening, bro? This is Big Dog's first time since he dropped out. First interview. And it's a glaze sesh, dude. It is a glaze sesh about like utterly irrelevant nonsense. And this is why I also said like the media is giving him his flowers because he like was forced to do the right thing. They're letting him rewrite his legacy here. This is why I also say like I personally think that if you want to maintain your legacy, if you want to not be remembered as like the guy who oversaw the most catastrophic development in the Middle East, you got to nip this his real bud. He cares about that. He cares about his legacy. He's not in politician mode right now. You're being weird. Bro, he's the president. I'm being weird. He's the president, bro. Are you stupid? He is currently the American president, the president of the United States of America. You said, don't be political. He's talking about his dead son. Yeah, I'm saying, who gives a... Why are you bringing that up in this interview? Like, there are way more relevant things to ask him about. He is the president. And I'm telling you why they're doing that. They're doing that because they're giving him his flowers for doing the right thing, even though white knuckled his way through the entire process and very selfishly refused to drop out. God, liberals are awesome, man. You've already completely rewrote the narrative in your mind, I think. Sorry, I was listening to the story. I'm not liberal. The guy who you're fawning over, talking about this beautiful moment with his dead son or whatever as of 3 days ago, authorized $3.5 billion for Israel and 6,500 rounds of ammunition to ship to Israel. Israel then turned around and killed like 100 people praying in a mosque. Okay, what are you talking about? With American weapons, by the way. Like, that's insane to me. I'm sorry. My calculation on this has not changed just because he did the right thing, which, by the way, he didn't want to do anyway.
I knew I had to do something. And that's how I decided to run, because democracy was literally at stake. And, you know, and then he evidenced everything that we thought. You know, January 6th, when attack on the Capitol. Talked about now.
No, this would have been great. Imagine if that debate never happened, dude. Holy. Hey, I haven't been paying attention to politics. Have the Dems realized this guy needs to drop out for them to have a chance? Nah, he's still president. I'm writing him in. Liberals got to be thanking the Biden team until next year. They didn't do it deliberately. They did it because they're stupid. You're a coward if you don't still vote for... No, I'm a Biden or buster. I actually will be riding with Biden come November. I'm writing him in.
All the stuff about if we lose, there'll be a bloodbath. It's have to be a stolen election. Look what they're trying to do now in the local election districts where people count the votes elected or putting people in place in states that they're going to count the votes, right? You can't love your country only when you win.
When is he going to talk about his signature accomplishments that are going to cause the Democrats to win by a landslide in every state? I'm talking AUKUS. I'm talking Five Eyes. I'm talking NATO, baby. A lot of people said there was going to be a Finlandization of NATO. Well, I turned around and I NATOized Finland. NATO, Minnesota.
Is a ceasefire possible before the end of your term?
Still possible. The plan I put together, endorsed by the G7, endorsed by the UN Security Council, etc., is still viable.
Who's the hurdle, Brando? Who's the hurdle to the ceasefire negotiations being completed, Brandon? Could it perhaps be the party that assassinated the principal negotiator on the Palestinian side after killing his entire family in Gaza? You know he's gonna say it's Hamas holding it back. Oh, I hate him. I hate him so much. He was a valid military target, Hassan. Bro, no, he wasn't. What the are you talking about? Is this even a line that anyone is saying? Where are you getting this? Either you're being sarcastic, which I hope you are, or you like literally are not even listening to CNN at this point. Like, who are you getting this from? J-Post? Like, where has anyone said that the Politburo chief of Hamas, who is the principal negotiator in the ceasefire and a moderate figure by Israeli standards, was actually a totally valid military target? Like, I guess Reddit, maybe? I don't know. I don't know who is like considering that to be the case, because Western media itself doesn't say that. So it was a war crime. It was a violation on a million different fronts. Okay. Yes, brother. It was an assassination on foreign soil, on Iranian soil. Like it's a crime in every capacity of the word. Israel can violate sovereignty of any country it wants. Is that really the way that you are operating here when you arrive at this? Explain to me where you heard that he was a valid military target or why you think he's a valid military target. You don't have to apologize. I just want to know, because I'm genuinely, legitimately asking. I am actually unironically curious where this information is being disseminated from. And I want to know what steps you took to arrive at this conclusion. You cannot kill a foreign diplomat and violate another country, a third country's sovereignty in the process. I thought anyone that oversees military operations are valid targets, even a president. He does not oversee the military operations, so you're wrong on that front. He's not even like a commander-in-chief. The Hamas military branch is totally separate from Politburo. He doesn't oversee the military operations at all. That's number one. Number two, he is a diplomat in this process. He is the principal negotiator. He is the principal negotiating party for the Palestinian side. He has sat in rooms with Israeli officials. But no, a person who oversees military operations are not valid targets either, unless you're just operating on whatever Israel does is good and whatever America does is good, but whatever anyone else does is bad. Bro, who cares? Biden eventually did do the right thing. What's going on in Gaza blows up, but I'm sorry, the biggest threat right now is making sure Trump doesn't take back White House, so who gives a crap if he's talking about his dead son again? The only thing that matters now is making sure Dems win. Well, if that's the only thing you care about, then you should probably understand that there's a major weakness here in terms of like the election chances, the re-election chances, by allowing the Israeli Trump to have this massive, massive power over how the American elections swing. Because if they pull the American military an escalated conflict by continuously doing whatever they want in the region, many Americans are going to very quickly run sour of the wishy-washy narratives that Kamala Harris is channeling whenever she talks about Gaza, whenever she talks about Israel and how to deal with Israel. Currently, it's not in the forefront of American consciousness. That will change if American soldiers are operating in the region defending Israel. It's already started. There's already aircraft carriers in the area. Trump promised that UFC fighter to stop the genocide. Yeah, get out of here, dude. He literally did not. And I'm not kidding. I think he thought the dude was asking, Habib was asking not about Gaza, but about Ukraine. I'm not even kidding. Trump has consistently said he's going to give Israel the tools to finish the job. There is no voting for Trump to end the genocide. You're out of your mind. Trump is besties with Benjamin Netanyahu. No, Hassan, Khabib was definitely asking about Gaza. I know Khabib was asking about Gaza. I'm saying that I don't think Trump read it as Khabib asking about Gaza. Nah, people, yourself even have have glazed over by the walls pick, not enough hard stains, people. Yeah, that's precisely the reason why I have obviously stopped covering the endless atrocities in Gaza, as you know, and keep telling people to vote blue no matter who, and keep telling the protesters to shut the up and not disrupt my Queen Kamala speaking. You know, that's why I do all of those things, right? I'm always doing that. Anyway, let's continue. We got JD Vance as well.
And we have, with the great help of some.
You'll do that next week when you cross the protest line? Yeah, I know. That's what I will be doing when I operate at the DNC. You do realize that the DNC having me there, like allowing me to be inside of the DNC, is like having the protesters inside of the DNC. You know that, right? Like, you understand that? I think my position is pretty broadly known and broadly popularized at this point. Like, you have to be unimaginably delusional if you think that I'm going to be crossing the picket line and not being committed to the plight of the Palestinians by going to the DNC. Zana says, see you at the DNC. Wow, I can't believe she's crossing the picket line. She must not care about the Palestinians. All these new viewers think they're more left than thou. I know. It's always a fun and cute little thing. One thing that I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind. I'm having a Biden moment.
So many people. Look, democracy works.
I was answering the question about Trump being a peaceful candidate. One thing you have to always remember, listen to my words. Americans are so susceptible to marketing. Americans are incredibly susceptible to marketing. They are primed. They are primed to believe marketing. So when Trump says he's the peaceful candidate, he's the dove. People want to believe it. People end up believing it sometimes.
To those who have expressed skepticism about how much you'll be on the trail or about the rest of your term, raise questions about your health, what do you say to them?
All I can say is watch. That's all. Look,
Watch me.
I had a really, really bad day in that debate because I was sick.
Watch me. We have, bro. We've seen it. We saw it. 50 million Americans saw it, and we're like, oh my God. It was so disastrous that you literally had to do something that has not really happened ever in American history.
Serious problem. I was talking to Governor Shapiro, who's a friend. We have to win Pennsylvania, my original home state. He and I are putting together a campaign tour in Pennsylvania.
No, LBJ doesn't count because the reasons were different. Joe was forcibly removed from the ticket. Okay? Come on, dude.
When I announced my candidacy to run way back for president, I said we got to do three things: restore the soul of America, build the economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down, and bring the country together. No one thought we could get done, and including not my own people, what we got done. But one of the problems is I knew all the things we did were going to take a little time to work their way through. So now people are realizing, oh, that highway, the big mistake we made, we didn't put up signs saying Joe did it.
They literally did, and it was actually smart of them to do so. They did do that, and also it was actually brilliant. They literally have signs on infrastructure projects where it just straight up says, like, this was brought to you by Joe Biden, and they should do that. Why the wouldn't they? I think that's valid to do. Some of the best aspects of his presidency, flaunt it. Who cares? Hasan, you may not believe it, but most people are actually decent and normal. Wait, I do believe that, bro. Calm down, okay? I'm making a joke when I said, oh no, American people are not decent, okay? Don't be so baby brain.
There's little regard by the MAGA Republicans for the political institutions. That's what holds this country together. That's what democracy is about.
I don't know why when he whispers, it like cuts into my soul. I hate when he whispers, dude. It's so creepy. Who the told him it was fine to whisper like this? I hate it. I hate it so much.